Oftentimes, as we go through life, we hold on to stuff. We hold on to that outcome of stuff so tightly. And we have such a fixed mindset on wanting something to happen in our favor, wanting a relationship to work out, a job to work out. And sometimes a lot of the time, it just doesn't work out for some reason. And this is because it's not meant to be. It's not part of your path. It's not necessarily part of your journey. The fact that it didn't work out is part of your journey. When something doesn't work out, that's what's meant to be. What's meant to be is something not working out, because whatever happens is meant to happen. Whatever happens is meant to be. That's what's planned for you. That's what's in your soul's journey. The plan that is created for you before you incarnate in this physical world, in this lifetime. You create a plan in the spirit world. And it's a loose plan. It's not set in stone, you still have some wiggle room in there. But when things don't work out, it's so much easier to realize that that's what's meant to happen than to expend so much energy and so much time on grasping the things, on holding on to the things that aren't going your way or not working out. Say you go on a date with someone and you really like them, but somehow they're not so interested in you for some reason. And the date's over and you really want to have a second date, but the other person is like, oh no, it's not going to work out, that kind of thing. But you keep holding on, you keep trying, or you're yearning for that connection, and you really want it to work out. But it's not meant to, you see? It's just not meant to work out in that time. Maybe if it did work, if the relationship did actually flourish into something, it would maybe be like an abusive relationship, or forced, or just not right for you. Right? So when we know that stuff just sometimes isn't meant to go our way, it's just so easy to be neutral and non-attached. This is non-attachment, spiritual non-attachment. We can just go through life knowing that whatever happens is meant for us, and whatever doesn't work out isn't meant for us. If you go for a job, like a job interview, and you get the job, that's great. If you don't get the job, then that's great too. It means it's not meant for you, and it will steer you in another path, in another direction. That's the beautiful thing about these things that don't work out for us. They point us in another direction. I remember last year I had my job working for a car dealership, and it was really bad. Really bad environment, just super corporate, and that totally, I only lasted like 2 months there. I couldn't take it, so that totally steered me in another direction. It didn't work out, that's for sure. It didn't work out, but I'm glad that it didn't work out. I'm not holding on to the idea that, oh, I wish it worked out. I was disappointed that it didn't work out, but it just wasn't meant for me. I wasn't really meant to stay for a while there. It was more kind of a thing that pointed me in another direction, which I then did a hypnotherapy course and then got more and more into spirituality, and now I'm doing these videos. So you see, the stuff that doesn't work out for us points us in other directions that are meant for us. A lot of the time, we get an idea in our head, or have the drive to do something that we think is going to help us, or go somewhere, or maybe plan a trip or something. Just plan something, or do something, or start something, start a business even, and it just doesn't work out for us. And that's what's meant to happen. I also remember in like grade 10, I had a meme page. I started a meme page, and I was posting, all sorts of crazy memes. A lot of them were pretty low down, like low vibration and stuff, negative kind of connotations, or jokes at the expense of others, that kind of thing. And as soon as the page started blowing up, I got to like 4,000 followers. As soon as it started blowing up, I got banned. Just at the exponential beginning of, getting a huge meme page going, it got banned. And at first, I was so down. I was so upset, so angry about it. But then, as time passes, year down the road, couple years down, I was like, oh yeah, it just wasn't meant to happen. Because if I did have that meme page, if I had carried that stuff on, maybe I would be lower down, kind of at a lower frequency, because I'm posting these bad memes, these kind of negative connotation memes and stuff. And that wouldn't be serving my growth. That wouldn't be serving my evolution, right? So my meme page got banned because it just wasn't meant to work out. And it was also a lesson in acceptance, right? And releasing something, and, processing that grief. So the things that aren't meant to work out for us, they just teach us. They teach us things. They have lessons within that. And these things, sometimes they're just not meant to work out. It's that simple. But it's oftentimes so hard to be neutral to the stuff we so desire to work out, like a relationship, or, a job, or we're trying to start a business, or, play a new instrument, whatever it is. It's just not meant to work out sometimes. And the things that are meant to work out, it'll just be natural. It'll be easy. There'll just be a nice flow there. You can feel it. You can feel the difference when there's resistance to something versus when there's a flow. When you go on a date or start a new relationship and there's a lot of resistance, versus when there's just flow and it's easy.